Hello friends, this is Rajul Suthar, Assistant Professor of Sri Swaminarayan Institute of Technology, BART, Gandhinagar. Today we will discuss the next part of the software design. So the topic covered in this video lecture, the design principle, architecture design, component level design, function oriented and object oriented design, user interface design as well as web application design. Let me discuss one by one. Let me start with the design principle of software design. The Davis suggested a set of the principle for the software design, like first one, design process should not suffer from the tunnel vision. That means we do not focus the tunnel vision. It is obviously whenever we apply the tunnel vision, so it lost the productivity, it lost the visual activity, here the productivity. That is the one important thing. So we do not follow the tunnel vision for the software design. Then design should be traceable to the analysis model. We can easy to trace. So design is useful whenever we apply the analysis model. Then design should not reinvent the wheel. So what do you mean by this sentence? Means the design process, it is something like changes so much that is appear to be entirely new, take the rapidly new job or way of the life. So it should be not a repeated, it like the wheel, it must be a new job. Then design should minimize the intellectual distance between the software and the real world problem. Then design should exhibit, means present uniformity and integration. It is clearly or unique information as well as integration. It is integrated approach. Then design should be structured to accommodate change. Structure is easy to modify. Then the design should be structured to degrade gently even when the abnormal data, events or operating condition are encountered. So design should be structured. Then 8.1, design is not a coding, coding is not a design. So we first clear in our mind that design is a different thing from the coding part. Whenever we applied the coding, so it is the line by line or it is the functional as well as syntax thing, while the designing that cover the structure of overall the system. So it is a different from the coding. Then 9, design should be assessed for the quality as it is being created, not after the fact. It is assessed for the quality. And last one, design should be reviewed to minimize the conceptual, means semantic error. It is easy to minimize the conceptual errors. So this is the important design principle. This type of a question asked in exam. Then let me start with the design process. So it is start with the requirement specification. So requirement is captured, then we create the architectural design, that is passed to the system architecture. Then next phase we cover the abstract specification, architecture design that covered the system architecture, overall architecture of your system. Then we identify each and every abstract, so it called the abstract specification. Then after collecting the abstract, we overall find the software specification. So software specification that cover the software, means whatever your product will run on which software, like it run on the Windows or it run on Linux server. Your product is required software configuration like require the JDK, require the .NET framework, all thing. Then interface design. Interface design is also useful for the interact with the software component. So interface is nothing but the communication. Then software specification collect each and every interface design. Then it is called the interface specification. So component are interface with each and every software product. We can say that it is the component specification. Then component is nothing but the one data and data structure. So it is followed to the data structure, and finally it called the data structure specification. So data structure is nothing but the total layout of your system, like it is a graph based or a tree based. If you are creating the hierarchy of particular data, so it will be represent the your product tree structure. Then we applied particular algorithm, so it is called the algorithm specification. Algorithm, it is useful for the convergence of flowchart, means graphical representation into the step-by-step implementation of your program. Then this is the design activity. Whenever we start with the requirement, so all thing that is called the design activity. After applying this activity, we generate or we perform or we produce some of the design product. Then software architecture and design. First thing, that is the software architecture and design that cover the large system are decomposed into the subsystem. Architecture design, we all familiar what is the architecture design. So it cover the system as well as subsystem scenario. Subsystem that provide the related service. Initial design process that include identifying the subsystem, then it establishing the framework for the subsystem, control and communicate. Then why to document the architecture. So stakeholder communication is required for the high level presentation of the system. What do you mean by stakeholder? Stakeholder is nothing but the person that not directly involved into the system, but it work as a background. Then system analysis, it is big effect on the performance, reliability, maintainability and other ability like usability, maintainability, scalability, reliability, extensibility, security and portability. Then large scale reuse means similar requirement for the similar architecture. So this is the software architecture and design architectural model. While we are using the architecture model, the software architecture is divided into some of the quality attributes. It covers the quality attributes, it covers the design, business strategy, it involves the human dynamics and quality attributes. So architecture service that serve the blueprint for the system, we all familiar, the design is nothing but the blueprint. Here the quality attributes and service attributes, here not a quality attributes but here the service attributes. So it provides the abstraction to manage the system complexity and establish the communication as well as coordination mechanism among the component. It is nothing but the structure solution. Software architecture is nothing but the structure solution. And some of the importance why we require the software architecture, a reason behind that, software architecture give the representation of the computer based system that is to be built using the system model. Even the stakeholder that can take the active part in the software development process. This help in the clear specification, understanding or requirements. Some earlier design decision can be taken using the software architecture, and hence the system performance and operation remain under control. Then the software architecture gives the clear-cut idea about the computer-based system which is to be built. So we require the software architecture and design. Let me discuss architecture style. So first one, that is a data center architecture. Then data flow architecture, call and return architecture, object oriented architecture, layer architecture. So let me discuss one by one. First one, that is the data center architecture. So what is the functionality of data center architecture or architecture style of data center? In this architecture, the data stored lies at the center of the architecture and other component frequently access it by performing add, delete and modify the operation. So central thing, that is the data stored, and other, here client software is installed. So what is the functionality of client software? The client software request for the data to central repository. Something, the client software access the data from the central repository without any change in data or without any change in the action of the software. So each and every data is accessible from the data stored. Here central device is data stored. We access the data, or client software can access the data from the data source. The data center architecture have the property of the interchangeability, means any component from the architecture can be replaced by new component without affecting the working of the other component. In data center architecture, the data can be passed among the component. In the data center architecture, the component are called the database elements such as table, query. So that's all called the here table, then queries, all things that call the component. And communication means here the relationship between the tables, that is called communication. And constraint means the client software has a request central data stored for the information. So it use some of the constraint part like primary key constraint, foreign key constraint. Then data center architecture. Here all the explanation we covered for the data center architecture. It also covers the data repository is passive, means that is the client software access the data independent of any change to the other data or the action of the other client. Then let me move on the next, that is the data flow architecture. So what do you mean by data flow architecture? In this architecture, series of transformation are applied to produce the output it required for the output data. The set of component called the filter. So here component, that is called the filters. The filters are connected by the pipe. Filter are connected with the, here the connection is called the pipe, to transform the data from one component to the another component. This filter work independently without disturbance, without interference the working of the neighbor filter. The data flow generates into the single line for the transmission. It is termed as a batch sequential. So second figure, that is the batch sequential. The data flow is generated into the single line. So here the transformation is performed in the single line. So it is called the batch sequential process. So by using these two architecture, comparison is also useful or important for the exam oriented question, like comparison between the data flow and data center architecture. So we can easily make the comparison between two architecture. to properly figures of to architecture and comparison each and every step of architecture. Then data flow architecture, that covered we have all the discussion here. Then call and return architecture. What do you mean by call and return architecture? The program structure can be easily modified or scaled. The program structure is organized into the module within the program. In this architecture, how the module call each other. The program structure decomposes the function into the control hierarchy, where the main program invokes the number of program component and it applied to the controller subprogram. Then in the architecture, the hierarchical control from the call and return, it is represented. So control here, the control subprogram, it is nothing but the controller, or it handle the all the requests from the main program. It also applied to the application subprogram. So this is called the fan-in process. And main program while applied to the controller, so that is called the fan-out process. Let me move on the next. Here call and return architecture, it used to create the program and easy to scale and modified. It cover the remote procedure call and main program or subprogram architecture. We can say two ways, that is a RPC, remote procedure call, as well as it is the hierarchy of main program as well as subprogram. Then object oriented architecture. By using the object oriented architecture, this type of architecture is the system decomposed into the number of interacting object. The object encapsulate the data and corresponding the operation that must be applied to the manipulate the data. The coordination and communication between the component are established via the message. The object oriented decomposition is centered with identify the object class, their attributes and the operation. This is some control model is used to coordinate the object oriented operation. Here the message passing system is used to transfer the message from component. Here all thing in object oriented, it is the object and class. So we all familiar with the class have the particulars. Class name means whenever we use the class, so it is the class name, like class A, it is called the class name. Then its attributes, second portion that cover the attributes, and third thing that is the operation. Same way here class B, its attributes and operation. So this is called the message passing. Same way we are using multiple class or connectivity with the multiple class, that is called the relationship. One to one, one to many, many to one and many to many relationship. Here also use the concept like inheritance as well as polymorphism to use the template. It is extensibility. It called the extensibility. While we are using the design pattern, so design pattern or inheritance or object or class, it use the concept of reusability, but only the functionality of flexibility that cover into the inheritance as well as polymorphism. Then layer architecture. So the layer architecture is a composed of the different layer. Each layer is intended to the performance specific operation. So the machine instruction set can be generated. Various components in each layer perform the specific operation, like the outer layer it is the user interface layer. It is responsible for the performing the user interface operation, while the component in the inner layer performing the operating system interface. So inner layer, it is the application layer. Then the component in the intermediate layer that perform the utility service. So that is called the utility layer, and also applied for the application layer. So it use the application for this particular software component. So it called the core layer. It is nothing but the middle layer. Each and every layer have its own component. Here component is represented using the square box. So the number of different layers are defined in each layer. Performance will well defined set of the operation. Each layer will do some operation that become the closer to the machine instruction set. Okay. Then object oriented approach. Object oriented approach. In this object oriented design approach, the system is viewed as a collection of objects. We have discussed. State is decentralized among the object, and each object is managed its own state information. So here the example also covered for the object oriented, like library automation system. Library may be separated the object with its own data and function to operates on the data. The fact function defined for one object cannot refer or change to the other object. Object have their own entire data which define their state. This is the portion that cover in the object oriented approach. Previously we have discussed. Then cohesion as well as coupling. So this topic we will discuss in next video lecture.